Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Forever coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model. Today I'll be doing a review on an in-flight commemorative Japan Air Self-Defense Force V.I.P. Boeing 747-400, the Japanese Air Force One in a 1/200 scale model. I pre-ordered and purchased this model from Choice Toys, whose store is based out of Overland Park, Kansas, here in the United States of America, and his website address is www.choicetoysinc.com. But first, before I go into details about this commemorative model, allow me to share you some information about the Japan Air Self-Defense Force and how they came about, if you would please. The J.A.S.D.F, or Japan Air Self-Defense Force, as it's referred to, was founded shortly after World War II on July 1st, 1954, shortly after the Imperial Japanese Army and Navy were eventually dissolved and later replaced by the J.A.S.D.F, the Japanese Self-Defense Forces, with the passing of the 1954 Self-Defense Forces Law, with the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, as the aviation branch, and the major units of the Japan Air Self-Defense Force are the Air Defense Command, the Air Support Command, the Air Training Command, the Air Development and Test Command, and the Air Material Command. The Air Support Command is responsible for direct support of operational forces in rescue, transportation control, weather monitoring, and inspection. The J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, is also considered the air warfare branch of the Japan Self-Defense Forces that's totally responsible for the defense of Japanese airspace and for other aerospace operations, whereas the garrison/headquarters of the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, is located in the Tokyo, Japan Special Ward section of Ichigawa, Shinjuku, while the Air Support Command Center is located on the grounds of Fuchu Air Base Facility, which is located approximately 12.4 miles west of the center of Tokyo, Japan, and the Special Airlift Group is located on the grounds of Chitose Air Base Facility, which is located in the Ishikari Sub-Prefecture section of Hokkaido, Chitose, Japan. As of July 2018, or at the time of this video review posting, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force has an operating fleet of 777 aircraft, which includes 2 V.I.P. Boeing 747-400 Japanese Air Force One and Japanese Air Force Two, as you see here, aircrafts with no unfulfilled orders pending, as these aircraft are scheduled to be replaced sometime in the fiscal year of 2019 with 2 of the forthcoming Boeing 777-300ERs. And the Boeing customer code for Japan Air Self-Defense Force is 7C. Alright, let's take a look at the front of the box. You see here, we're going to start at the top. You see the purchase code there at the top of the box. You see the Japanese inscripted there. I'll tell you what that is in a moment. You see the Japan flag decal, as well as Japan inscripted in English. The computer generated picture of the aircraft. Japan Air Self-Defense Force title, as that is scripted in Japanese as well. The aircraft type, you also see the scenery of Japan in the background. And then you go down at the bottom of the box, you see the 1/200 scale information, the Boeing official license product decal along with the information, as well as the in-flight information at the lower part of the box. Now you're looking at the back of the box, nothing much back there except to see the Japan scenery in the background. You see the red dot there, that's part of the Japanese flag decal you see there, the in-flight information, as well as the warning information at the back of the box. Now you're looking at the top of the box, you see all the information there, the Japanese inscripted writing, the Japanese flag decal, the Japan title, the computer generated picture of the aircraft, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force title, as long as the Japanese inscripted writing there. I'll tell you all that in a moment. Then you see the 1/200 scale information, the aircraft type, the in-flight models information, and you see the in-flight logo at the right side of the top of the box. Now you're looking at the bottom of the box, the same information I showed you at the top of the box earlier on. All right. Now you're looking at the model stand that came with the actual model, and you see the plaque right there. You see all the information there on the customized plaque right there, as well as the Japanese flag decal right there on that model stand, and that's the top of the model stand you see there. And what you're looking at in this plastic bag here is a little commemorative chain right there that came with the model you see there, which is I find impressive. Now I'm going to let you see the back of it. Check it out. That's the back of the commemorative chain, courtesy of Inflight Models. All right. Now, with all that information out of the way about the history of the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, and how they came about, all the details here on this box you see here, including the information on the back, the little information on the back of the box, plus the metal model stand that came with the model, and the commemorative chain that came with the model inside that plastic bag. With no further ado, everyone, here is the model. Check it out. There it is, everyone. The in-flight commemorative Japan Air Self-Defense Force, Boeing 747 V.I.P. in a 1/200 scale model. Alright, before I go into details for this model, let me share you some information about how the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force Boeing 747-400, better known as the Japanese Air Force One and Air Force Two, came about. Okay? It began back in 1987. The Cabinet of Japan decided to purchase two Boeing 747-400 jetliners for the sole purpose of having an aircraft with worldwide range operating capabilities. The Japanese Air Force One, which happens to be this aircraft looking at here, and Japanese Air Force Two are the actual radio call signs of the two Boeing 747-400 jetliners that is used exclusively by the Japanese government for overseas travel by the Emperor, the Prime Minister, and other high-ranking government officials. The V.I.P jetliners are officially referred to as Japanese government exclusive aircraft that can be used also for emergency evacuations of Japanese citizens and overseas deployment of Japan's self-defense forces personnel, as these aircraft are operated exclusively by the Japan Air Self-Defense Force. The first Boeing 747-400 V.I.P aircraft, which bears the registration ship number J.A.S.D.F, was delivered to the Japanese government on September 17, 1991, and the second Boeing 747-400 V.I.P aircraft, which bears the registration ship number J.A.S.D.F, was delivered 2 months later on November 18, 1991. Both aircraft were, however, transferred to the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, on April 1, 1992, and was re-registered again as a defense aircraft, as these aircraft are currently operated by the Special Airlift Group, the 701st Squadron of the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, and are based at Chitose Air Base, which is located in the Ishikari Sub-Prefecture section of Hokkaido, Chitose, Japan. However, after 27 years of serving the Japanese government and completing a total of 269 missions, both 747s will be replaced with two of the forthcoming Boeing 777-300ERs, which are scheduled to enter the J.A.S.D.F, the Japan Air Self-Defense Forces fleet, sometime in the fiscal year 2019. I have that aircraft as well, which I will do pretty soon, so stay tuned for that part. So with no further ado, let's get down to business and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. Alright, we're going to start at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side, where you see the nose gears right here, the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the registration ship number 101, and then you see the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, as well as the cockpit windows, the Podscape hatch door, and then you see that Japanese inscripted writing right there by the Japanese decal. The Japanese inscripted writing literally means the state of Japan in the Japanese language. And then you see the Japanese flag decal by the Japanese inscripted writing, and this flag decal represents the country where Japan Air Self-Defense Force currently operates from, as the government state-owned carrier for the Emperor, the Prime Minister, and high other ranking government officials of the Japanese government. All right, see the nice little cheat line right there. Then you come right there, you see the inboard landing lights on the edge of the wing. Now you got a better visual view of the inboard landing lights you see displayed there on the edge of the wing. Now you're looking at the massive engines here on the port side, and these are the General Electric CF6-80C2B1F engines that are used on this particular and exclusive Japan Air Self-Defense Force V.I.P Boeing 747-400 jetliner aircraft. Okay, and you also see the engine cones here, as well as There. I'm going to turn this aircraft model around, let you see the front of the engines and the turbofan blades do spin. Let's check it out. Now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the port side, and the turbofan blades do spin. We're going to start at the inner engines right here. And then you come at the outer engines. And then you see the inboard land lights I mentioned earlier, as well as the front view of the landing gears here on the port side. You see the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard side, and the turbofan blades do spin over here as well. We're going to start on the outer engine on this side here. Perfect. And then the engines over here, the inner engines. Perfect. And then you see the inboard landing lights here on the starboard side right there, as well as the front view of the landing gears here on the starboard side, the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft. You got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the nose cone, the nose gear lights about right in there, see right there, the nose gear doors, the nose gear struts, as well as the realistic nose gears. So I'm going to take this back to the port side of the aircraft because there's more information I'd like to share with you over there as well. Let's roll. Now you're looking at the winglet here on the starboard side, featuring a red navigation light next to the winglet wingtip device. We're at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, where you see the Japanese inscripted writing that's displayed at the back of the aircraft. You see displayed there. The Japanese inscripted writing literally means Japan Air Self-Defense Force in the Japanese language. That's what that means. Japan Air Self-Defense Force. There you go. Okay. All right, we're at the tail fin of the aircraft, where you see the registration ship number 20-1101. Registration ship number 20-1101. This aircraft is the first of two Boeing 747-400 V.I.P jetliners that the Cabinet of Japan purchased in 1987, and the first test flight on this aircraft took place on October 9, 1990, and was first delivered to the Japanese government as registration ship number JA.S.D.F on September 17, 1991. Then this aircraft was transferred to the Japan Air Self-Defense Force and was re-registered again as registration ship number 20-1101 as a Defense V.I.P aircraft on April 1st, 1992. All right, we still at the back of the aircraft here, where you see looking at the tail fin of the aircraft, and we see the red roundel insignia that's displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft, which is this deal here. This red roundel insignia is actually called the Hinumaru, or Circle of the Sun, as the familiar red disc embodies the country's sobriquet, the land of the rising sun, as this insignia can also be seen on the country's flag as well as the wings on the aircraft. I'm going to show you that right now. Check it out. There you see that insignia on their flag that represents the land of the rising sun, that little red dot there, as well as on the wings of the aircraft. Check it out. We're going to start on the port side first here. Check it. There, as well as the insignia displayed on the wings on the starboard side. Check it out. There you have it. All right. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft, where you see the APU exhaust right here, and there is a hole right there. And underneath that APU exhaust, that is the strobe light. All right. Now you're looking at this aircraft from the rear view angle. Now you look at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the nose gears, the nose gear struts, the nose gear landing lights, the nose gear door with the partial registration ship number 101. You also see the Peter tubes, the static ports, what have you, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. You see the Japanese inscripted writing, which means the state of Japan in the Japanese language. You see the Japanese flag decal as well as the Japan titles. You also see the front cargo container loading door right there. Now you're looking at the center of the aircraft, where you see the inboard landing lights that I showed you earlier, right here, as well as the General Electric CF680 C2B1F engines. And you also see the engine cones right here, as there's there. Now you're looking at the winglet here on the starboard side, and next to that winglet wingtip device is the green navigation light. Now you're looking at the gears here on the starboard side. You got a better visual view there. You see the landing gear struts, the landing gear doors. You see the center bogie gears there as well. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the rear cargo container door, the AFT boat bin door, the Japanese inscripted writing, which means Japan Air Self-Defense Force, the registration ship number, as well as the red rondelle on the tail fin of the aircraft. Alright, before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, I'm going to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears, which rolls pretty good. Sad, unfortunately, to tell you folks, the gears do not tilt on here, and neither does the nose gear swivel, as you can see there, but that's these in-flight models, you know, it is what it is. But with no further ado, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft. Let's check it out. Alright, now you're looking at this aircraft from the aerial bird's eye view. We're going to start at the front of the aircraft, where you see the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the power escape hatch door. You see the Japanese inscripted writing, which means the state of Japan. You see the Japan titles, as well as the Japanese flag decal on both sides. And then you see the anti-collision beacon light right there on the distinctive hump there, along with the two high-frequency antennas. And you slide down this way, you see the ADF antennas right there. Another high-frequency antenna. That's the Wi-Fi box antenna there. Another antenna. And then that's the tail right here. And then you see the horizontal stabilizer right there, as well as right there. You see that little dot right there on the edge of the horizontal stabilizer, as well as over here. There. Those are the illuminator lights that light up this tail here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings here. Yeah, I guess those are wing walkway. And again, it's not. But you got a view of the engines here, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers. There's the red rondelle logo on there. Fuel dump valve, as well as the wing. Let's check out this side over here. No wing walkway, but you got the engines there, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you. See the Japan title along with the red rondelle logos displayed there. The fuel dump valve, as well as the winglet on this side of the aircraft as well. Now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, where you see the nose cone is mostly white, and then on the rest of the belly is mostly gray. The closed nose gear door, as well as the open nose gear door, the nose gear. See a couple of antennas there. The in-flight logo, the anti-collision beacon light right there. Then you see the center bogie gears here. Sad that they don't tilt. It is what it is, but it's all good. See the hole where the stand goes in at. A couple high frequency antennas there. The pressure relief valve, another antenna, and the APU housing doors. Sorry about that. And the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Let's check out the gears here. The gears don't tilt, but they're realistic and detailed enough. You see the engines right here, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron spoiler, the red rondelle logo displayed there, the fuel dump valve, and the winglet on this side. Now let's check out this side here. See the gears here. The gears don't tilt. They're realistic and detailed, to say the least. You see the engines there, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers underneath here, the red rondelle logo there, the fuel dump valve, and the winglet wingtip device on this side of the aircraft here as well. Now, since I showed you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model, now I'm going to put it on that metal model stand that came with the model you see displayed there that I showed you earlier. So with no further ado, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. Okay, got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation. Now you see it in the takeoff landing position here on the port side. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft in the takeoff landing position with the model on the stand. How it's flexing, the wings are flexing a little bit. Impressive. Now you're seeing this model being displayed in the takeoff landing position with the model on the stand here on the starboard side. And finally, you're seeing this model being displayed in a takeoff landing position with the model on the stand from the tail cam angle. Alright, since this model has no gear replacements, as most in-flight models do not, some do, some don't, I'm going to go ahead and take this model to stand and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Alright? Let's talk about the seating configuration, okay? This particular Japan Air Self-Defense Force Boeing 747 V.I.P aircraft has a total of 5 sections in this V.I.P configured cabin layout. Let's start with the main deck, which is from front to rear. Section 1, which will be right here. That is the secretary cabin area. That's reserved for the Emperor, the Prime Minister, the Imperial Family, and aides of quasi-VIPs. And then section 2 here is right here. That is the meeting room area. That's for in-flight meetings. And section 3, which is be right here, that is the administrative office area. And this office area is equipped with printers, copiers, sorry about that, and other office equipment, sorry about that, as well as satellite telephone. And then you come over here, this section right here, that is the attached cabin area. That's for quasi-VIPs. And then section 5, which is this right here, that is the media area. That's for press briefings. And section 6, which is all this right here, that is the passenger cabin area. That's the members of the media only. And then the upper deck, which is all this up here, that is the communication and crew rest area. And finally, the Japan Air Self-Defense Force currently utilizes their Boeing 747-400 V.I.P aircraft for overseas travel strictly for the Japanese government, the Emperor, the Prime Minister, and other high-ranking officials, as well as the aircraft used for emergency evacuations for Japanese citizens and overseas deployment of Japan's Self-Defense Forces personnel. However, this aircraft has been spotted at certain airports around the world in cities such as Hamburg, Germany, Brisbane, Australia, Lisbon, Portugal, Amsterdam, Berlin, Decal, Kuala Lumpur, Dublin, Ireland, Osaka, Kansai, Tokyo, Haneda, Warsaw, Poland, Pisa, Italy, Tel Aviv, Israel, Dresden, Germany, Quebec City, London Heathrow, Hokkaido, Japan, Sydney, Australia, and Los Angeles, California. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting this model. Even if you even plan on getting the JC Wings model, I'll probably recommend that one better. But if you got this one, just as better as well. With that said, please rate, subscribe, leave me your comments and suggestions if you have any concerns or questions about a particular model, including this one or any other model. So with that said, take care, God bless, stay tuned, there's more model content coming. Peace.